Hi, this is Greg, and I haven't made a video in a while, so I thought I'd make one today, or over the next few days probably. Anyway, what I'm about to do is overhaul my old Nishiki bicycle that I've had for 10 years, 11 years, and I didn't buy it new. It's a 1987 bike. Since I'm an old school bike rider, I like old bikes, and this one I've ridden several thousand miles, and it's starting to get pretty worn. I've upgraded a lot through the years, but I think I'm going to overhaul it and do a lot of upgrades now. The only thing I wish I could do, but it's winter time. I don't want to try that. Winter time in Washington's too wet, but I would like to repaint the bike. Anyway, that's not going to happen, but everything else will. Okay, high on my list of things to replace on this bike are the bar end shifters and the brake levers. Instead, I'm going to put brifters, the combined brake and shifters all in one. I have kept these for 10 years and they're okay, but I bought a set of brifters I think I'm going to like a lot better. Okay, this headset's definitely seen better days. It's pretty rusty. It's the one that came with the bike when the bike was made in 1987, so it's got to go. I'm replacing with a sealed bearing headset made by Origin 8. I'm going to replace the chain. That chain is about 10 years old too, and it's pretty worn out. Currently it's also a little bit rusty from a little bit of bad weather around here. I live in Washington State, so it rains a lot. The streets are wet a lot even if it's not raining. And the crank set, I'm just going to replace the bearings that are in it. That's a SRAM Apex, and it already has sealed bearings, but there again, they were replaced 10 years ago, so we'll replace them. I already have new bearings for that. Aside of those things, the rest of it is just going to be taken apart and cleaned, greased back up, new bearings, and put back together. I'm going to keep the original brakes that came with it. They're Suntour brakes. Let me show you those. Yeah, these brakes are Suntour Cyclones, and they still stop the bike adequately, and I don't see a reason to dump a whole lot of money in fancy brakes for this bike. So, kind of old school, but they work just fine, so I'm going to keep them. Okay, let's start with disassembly. We're going to start with the wheels. Oh, get on the other side here. Okay, now we'll remove the saddle. I have a quick release for my saddle on this bike, so it should come right out. Kind of a long seat post for such a small bike. And now we'll move to the handlebars. Okay, to remove these handlebars, we'll start by cutting these, since we're replacing them anyway. I'll use an Allen wrench to remove the bolt. This is a quill headset, so it's pretty easy to get apart. Old school, like I said. Oh, I gotta undo that. It's a cable for a bicycle computer. There we go. And there we go. Handlebars are off. Okay, now we'll remove the master link from the chain. and remove the chain. Okay, on these brakes we'll remove the nut from the other side. There, and we'll keep all the parts together for that. Same process for the front brake. Remove the nut from the back. A little bit of rust in there, so it's hard to get the Allen wrench to go in. And just like the back brakes, we'll keep all the parts together. I'll probably soak these in Evapor rust. There is some rust here and there on them, so that should take care of that. Okay, this bike had a cycling computer that worked off the back wheel, so we'll take all that off. I know, not very good, right? I guess I better stick with bicycles. Okay, cycling computer's off. Okay, I think we can get that rear derailleur off without too much trouble, hopefully. Big thing is, sometimes you end up with fasteners that are pretty rusty. But it looks like it's coming right off. There we go. Okay, that rear derailleur was so much fun. I think I'll go for the front one now. This one just held on with a big clamp bracket that I had to buy because this is an older bike and they didn't used to have brazed on derailleur hangers for the front derailleur. Old school, kind of like me. And there we go, that one's off. Same thing with this quick release for the seat post. I'll take it off if I can. It's got a little bit of rust on it, so I'm going to probably drop it in some some Evapor rust. Yeah, you can see there's a lot more rust there. Okay, we're moving on to the water bottle cages. Hopefully I can get them off. They haven't been on there as long as a lot of the other stuff on this bike has been. But they're pretty tight. Wish I had a different kind of wrench. Well, I got one of them out easy and one of them not so easy. Let's try this one. Leave that one there so it'll hold it up when this one comes out. There, one water bottle cage, 1.5. Okay, I got this water bottle cage off finally. What I had to do was cut a slot with a moto tool like this one and a cutting disc, and then I just used a flat bladed screwdriver to get it out. Okay, so now we're going to remove the crank set. First we've got to take the dust cover off. There we go. Now these, I already took this apart mainly because they're hard to take apart, so I'm just showing you how it comes apart now. So there's the dust cover off, and I had to use this breaker bar to get that one off. I had to use way more force than that when I took it apart the last time. Let's see how. Okay, and we'll loosen it a little bit. About that much maybe. And we'll use a crank puller. And there again, since I've already done this once, I don't have to use as much force. The crank came off pretty easy anyway. It was just getting the bolt that held it on out. There it is. There we go. Okay, and yeah, that was torqued to 35 foot-pounds. 25 to 30 foot-pounds it says there. Different. Oh boy, it's going to be a little tough too. There, we got it. There it is. Okay, bottom bracket. Cranks are out. And now we're going for the headset. I've had this headset apart before. It used to work itself loose, and it was loose just now. Up, they got a retainer. Okay. Okay, all that's left is these cable stops. Those will come off easy, and then we're done. There we go. Now that loose. Golly, I guess 10 years is a long time to leave something on something. By taking it off. The Spike originally had down tube shifters in this location where these are, so. And I put those bar end shifters on. And now I'm going to put drifters on. But there it is. It's completely apart other than these. And we'll save that for tomorrow.